Hello everyone, here's Paul from rmpforex.com and welcome to the weekly review of 4 major Forex pairs based on Masterforex-V Technical analysis. As every weekend, I will take a look at 4 major Forex pairs. That's EURUSD, British Pound, Australian Dollar, and Canadian Dollar against US Dollar. Before we proceed, guys, just make sure that you read through the risk disclaimer and click the pause button if you need some more time. And also, just so you know, all these videos, I'm sharing in these videos my strategy for upcoming week. So tactics and trading system, this is staying private, but if you want to learn it, you can join our training program. But here I'm sharing with you my strategic directions for those 4 pairs for upcoming week. The strategic directions that I will be using in my trading. So let's start with EURUSD. If you remember my last review, we were here when I was recording it, and the pivot point was protecting this trend up was here. So now the pivot point moved into here, and as you can see on Friday, on those fast volatile news, the price broke through the pivot point, and now we're back to a flat face of H4 time frame. So for me, that means that I'm staying away from this pair. I cannot do anything until we come back to a trend phase. For now, this impulse down is still developing, so it's not even finished. Once it will finish, then I can tell you what's the reference points for the upcoming flat phase or what are the borders of that future flat. All I know at the moment that we are back into flat face of H4, and I will be staying away from this pair. The only condition that I will come back to use my trend follow trading system is if we'll from that point, if we'll just go straight away and get through this new high, then I will come back with my trend follow trading system and we'll start to look for some new buy positions. But for now, I just have to stay away from this pair, and that's the idea. Next pair is British Pound. British Pound, as you can see also from my last review, when I was recording it, the pivot point was here. Then it moved here once we broke through this new high, and then after that it moved into here. So the pivot point is here at the moment, and it is also broke. And same story as with EURUSD. I will have to stay away from this pair. This pair is back to a H4 flat face, and all I can do is just wait until this impulse will stop, and then I can find some new reference points for myself. So that's the story with British Pound. Next pair is Australian Dollar against US Dollar. Here, as you can see, we have the pivot that is protecting the H4 trend up or trend phase up. I have mentioned this pivot last week during my last review, and as long as this pivot is not broken, the trend phase is still valid. The only thing for me is that I will have to wait until we break through the new high, because here you can see an FZR of H1 level, which in my trading system puts me back onto the fence, and then I have to just wait until we break through the new high. Once we will break through it, I will come back with my trend follow trading system. If we will go down here and break through this pivot, then the whole H4 trend will stop for me, and we will come back into a flat face of H4. We'll see what will happen on Monday, and so that's the idea. That's the strategic direction for Australian dollar. Next pair is Canadian dollar. If you remember my last review, we were saying that this pair made a long-term weekly FZR down, and so the whole trend turned around now. And last week it was a trend phase down, and again I was saying that the weekly time frame for me is too large. I trade inside a day, and for me it's just too large, so I look at H4 levels. You can see here I mentioned it also last week that I needed this pair to go through the new low, so I could back to my trend following trading system once we'll break through the low. And as you can see, it didn't happen. And my choice last weekend or for last week was just stay on the fence with this pair. And as you can see, the choice was right. We are now in a trend phase up. This FZR here is a H4 FZR, and this pivot here is protecting this trend up. So although the long-term trend is down, but for me, for my trading, where I use H4 time frame as a time frame where I choose strategic direction, this one is up, and I have to look for some buy positions with this pair. So that's what I'm going to do next week. This pivot is protecting this trend up. As long as this pivot is not broken, I will be looking for some new buy positions. I don't know the future. I don't know if we will keep going up or we'll go down and proceed with the long-term trend. I don't know that. I cannot predict the future, but what I can do is just trade the fact. And the fact is that H4 time frame or H4 time frame level or H4 is in the trend phase up. So that's the idea with Canadian dollar, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some new ideas. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you are not subscribed to this channel yet, here is the button for you. Click it and be subscribed. And I wish you good luck for upcoming week, and see you next weekend.